That's right, we're back. We're live on Chicano Tube. We're live once again on Chicano Street. Beautiful linda raza, do me a favor, man. Si gusta, no absolute pressure at all. There's a pinchy like button right there at the bottom. There's a chinga tu madre right there next to it. That one is for all the net banging lames. You know who you are. Hit that pinchy thumbs down. You're never going to pull up. But do something useful in your life and hit that pinchy thumbs down button. And for all the supporters, man, there's also a share button, so that way you can share the channel on your social media. And there's also a hype video button, man. All my day oneers, hit the hype video button. That way they could pump us up and get us in the algorithm. That way we're knocking on the door at 16K, man. We're back and we're doing it live. Again, your favorite Chicano stream on the pinchy internet, Mikey Chicano Tube, the voice of the raza, is back. All right, without further ado, long-ass intro. Let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do that, we're going to keep it professional, man. I just appreciate all the day oneers. I appreciate everyone in the members only, man, more than they know, man. Gracias to the members only for their esquina, their apoyo. They see the movement. They see what's up. They see the direction that we're going. Hey, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this shit, right? So I appreciate the members only. And then if you're new to the channel, man, stick around, man. We drop nothing but fire content over here on the daily. Nothing but bangers, man. It makes the supporters get hyphy. And it makes the haters hate even more. So don't block the haters, moderators. Don't block them. We got to give them something to report back to, right? Report back about. Anyways, without further ado, oh, man. So it just happened over Friday night, man. It was the most entertaining thing that happened on Pinchy Friday night. And this is with the 22ster, right? Adam 22, which is, again, this Pinchy bike BMX biker from back in the day who used to interview rappers on SoundCloud. And that all of a sudden passed. And then all of a sudden he jumped on the internet, podcasting, doing his thing, man. I'm going to give the Gavacho the flowers that he deserves, man. As far as he has a platform that, well, if you sit at that pinchy couch on that platform, not only are the feds listening in, but you'll also get a lot of exposure because he got one of the loudest voices in the podcasting world. So his content has shifted a lot lately. And I've been very, very vocal about his content, man. I've been very vocal. I'm like, why don't you have a motherfucking a Mexican that's really gangbanging on there? Because with everything that's going on and the disrespect and all that goes back and forth into the circus that goes on at No Jumper, a motherfucking crazy-ass Mexican would have grabbed the fucking fierro right here, and there would have been bodies laid out everywhere. A Mexican and a fierro is your worst nightmare, right? So I've been vocal about that, right? We've seen Rico acts. We've seen people get busted. We've seen show No Jumper content used as evidence currently on cases. And so Lucky from Hoodstocks had something to say about it. Lucky is almost the opposite of how I think of Adam 22, right? Adam 22, I look at him as, well, again, I give him his flowers because he got a loud podcasting voice. The only thing he shouldn't do is get into the streets because he doesn't have an ounce of street in him. He doesn't even have an inch of street in him, you know, and he's got more street than most of these lames that run their mouth and won't pull up, though. I will give him that because he absolutely did pull up, but he pulled up and he got knotted up in a serious way. So I look at Adam 22 as this pinchy pendejo that, you know, he's set up a platform, give him his flowers on that, but he wants to bring street individuals on there. You won't bring a crazy-ass motherfucking street Mexican on there, I'll tell you that. But anyways, and opposite of that is Lucky, man. The absolute opposite of that is someone that is esteemed in his community, someone people look up to, someone people want to follow as far as leadership and his voice goes, because he's got a huge voice. He's got a bigger voice in the community than No Jumper, absolutely, because, again, I keep saying this because the streets knows who belongs to them. The streets and the community know the real deal Holyfield. Here, the internet is full of lames. And all these lames are open to the chat and can comment everything and anything that the internet will say, right? You ain't shit, you ain't this, and you ain't that. All right, cool. Talk tough on the internet. But the opposite, that's lucky, man. Respected, reputable figure from Northeast Los Angeles, specifically the district of Highland Park, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to Highland Park. Shout out to Rick Droops, the whole panel over there, man. Shout out to mi amiga Loca. Shout out to Casey. And, of course, everyone else, part of the crew, right? K9, Menace, all these other stand-up, solid individuals who the streets really esteem, right? No blemish, no mancha, no nothing. To people in Salinas, it's basically just the standard, right? It's just the standard to stay true to it, hold your mud, don't go out ass backward, and period, right? So those are all the cast that's over there at Hoodstocks, man. So shout out to them, right? So anyways, again, this little debacle of a pinche pelea happened on Friday night. I never seen it. Matter of fact, when I seen that pinche pelea, I said, I got to put something in my agreements going forward. Two things that I'm going to do because of that pinche pelea. And then we're going to get to what Lucky said and react to it. One is I'm going to put something in every agreement because, again, I founded content creator series of fighting, gente. You already know what it is. This is content creator series of fighting. I founded it. The only reason I founded this is because there's so many lame net banging lames that need to get their jaw broken, but they're very safe in another state, or they're very safe behind their keyboard living in mom's basement, or they're very safe, right? And so that's why I founded it, because a lot of people write checks with their mouth that ass will never cash, never, ever, 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 right? And so I founded it for this reason. And so I'm going to put a clause now in every agreement moving forward that says, if you don't throw one single punch in the whole pelea, right? Which is, it's ridiculous to even have to write this out. But thanks to Adam 22, I'm going to put an additional clause in the agreement. If you just turtle up like a little snocha, just get hit, don't hit back, don't even throw one punch in there, you're forfeiting everything, right? And this is, again, if it's a pay-per-view. If it warrants a pay-per-view. If it's a big enough fight, we'll put it for like, $5.99 or something. Still won't break your bank, you know what I mean? Because obviously we're going to get thousands and thousands of viewers. But here on out, content creator is going to be free to the people. And we're looking to do 1 to 2 shows around the Mexican holidays every year, right? So I'm going to put 1, I'm going to do that. 2, I'm going to start simultaneously streaming to Twitch when we stream. That way, if you want to catch the full experience, because I just talked to the Houseaholic DJs, DJ Booth. Shout out to Noel, Randall, Steve, all the DJ booths, Joey the Juice. I told them I want to bring them on board for every single show. So the only way you get the full experience of all the walk-in music, of the crowd pumped up with music, is to go watch it on Twitch. But we'll still stream it on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Well, not Instagram. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch will probably be what we're going to stream. Anyways, this dude didn't throw a punch, and he chavalat out, but it didn't surprise me for a single motherfucking second, because I knew this dude doesn't have streets in him, even though he likes to be around a lot of street individuals, or so-called street individuals. Do I know they're from the streets? I don't know. Only God knows, and their community knows. But the internet wants to claim that they know everything, right? It's all to the good, right? But anyways, let's bring this up on the screen. First of all, holy smoke, what is going on over here? This looks like an individual that ended up on the wrong side of the pelea. And you know what? I just got to say this right now. I do got to say this. A lot of these YouTubers will not pull up for the very simple fact that if they wanted to, like they said, oh, I don't box, I just scrap, baby. If there was no gloves, a lot of these YouTubers won't pull up because they don't want to look on the internet for the rest of their lives like the biggest panocha that has more golf balls than a golf course. They don't want it. They don't want to do that, you know. But do your videos, right? Anyways, well, Lucky had something to say about this, and I think it was immediately right after the pinche pelea, because, you know, let's just get into it. This dude sitting right there is absolutely the prime example, right, of an individual who will exploit, who will use, who will bring people on his platform for viral moments, etc. But at the same time, at the same damn time, man, the obvious is that he's sitting there with his ass beat. Because if the shit ever hits the fan, gente, don't get it twisted. If it ever hits the fan, this dude is going to get murked. He's going to get stomped out. And not just that. The worst part is if you ever see this pendejo jumping in a squad car and they take his ass away, it's a guarantee that the next day, half the hood is getting picked up. That's a guarantee, right? So he gets knotted up. Lucky takes umbrage and has a message for the people, and it reads just like this. Let's read it right here. He says, Lucky Sun Zoo. That's right, cabrón. He says, any so-called solid homie effing with this clown won't ever touch Hoodstocks. 100, 100, 100, only the real. Double S. And then he calls Adam 22 a straight clout chaser. All right. But let's break this down a little bit more. What are the riffs? What are the differences? What is really causing Lucky to look at this pinche pendejo, right, and say, well, you know, I got an issue with you, and why not just let him be? Why not just let him stay in his own lane like he's been and just fucking let him do what he does, right? He's a pinche gabacho de New Hampshire. Let him do what he does, right? He's got something going on. I think it's profitable. I mean, I think he's making money. I don't know. Why is that? It's because it's very simple, gente. It's very simple. Adam 22 is one, there's more, but there's one of the net banging kings on the internet. Net banging kings. That means this individual will disrespect someone that is highly respected in his community, highly respected where he comes from, has some kind of a street resume. Again, don't get it twisted. You know where I stand with all that. You know, been there, done that, and I'm going to be the first motherfucker on this internet to push for unity and push for elevation. And because it just be like that, man. I can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out, right? But that doesn't mean I lost all my fucking street smarts overnight. Absolutely not, man. Absolutely not. Just because I don't broadcast it doesn't mean it's not in me. You know, I'm a little bit more secure than the net bangers think I am, right? I know where I come from, believe me. So why does he take umbrage with this pendejo? Because this pendejo has talked about Lucky. This pendejo threw a jacket on Lucky. He threw a pinche chamarra. He threw a jacket on him. Remember, December was like fucking, it was the first time it was like a racial month, all of December, right? Who was gaslighting? Who was the baboso and pendejo who, you know, because he knows how to capitalize and exploit gente, right? When the war stories, all of a sudden, okay, you took out 100 bodies and laying in pools of blood in prison. When all the fucking war stories died out, it's just another tough guy that fucking has tough guy stories. That fizzled out. Now he moved on to wanting to expose, get people snitches and rats, and does he have paperwork? And stirring that pot up, knowing he's a pinche gavacho from New Hampshire. Well, another thing that moved on. I mean, they're still on the exposing thing. People are still on the rats and snitches, informants, and they're still exposing, right? Paperwork and shit like that. That's probably going to be popular for another year or two, maybe a couple more years, right? It's like the war stories were popular for like 4 or 5 years. Now no one gives a shit, man. He went on another thing, which is call someone a pinche racista. You know, someone, the Mexican this and the racista and this and that and this and that. This is what he said. And I said, if people were that weak and that emotional and that gullible on the internet, which there are a lot of people like that, not a little bit, a lot of people like that, right? then they would believe that this pinche pendejo, the gabacho, he's a wood general. Like some of these pages, I'll give one of the pages, I'm not going to say the name, but one of the pages that pumps this dude up, fills his tank with gasoline, is on Instagram and calls him a wood general, a wood general, a wood general. Well, look what happened to your wood general. This is who you call a wood general. I've been saying this since the beginning. There's real life individuals that get called that in real life, not on the streets, mostly behind the walls. And you don't want to be in their position, because when you get in their position, you know, it's a lonely life. It's a cold and lonely life, and it's for those individuals, right? That was their destiny. But this pendejo right here is the farthest thing from a pinche wood general, right? So, rightfully so, Lucky takes umbrage with the pendejo. He's stirring the pot during racista. Who the fuck are you? Again, he's catering to the weak, gullible, easy pump-up cases on the internet that will believe any caption that they read. There's a lot of people like that, man. They blow with the wind, man. They believe any little thing that they hear on the internet. And I don't play that. I come from the old school. You're going to have to fucking show me. And if I don't know you, I'm going to feel the energy. And absolutely not. Me and Chicano Street, the fellas, Raymond and Oompa, we reacted to that clip. And we said, you know what? He was trying to be funny on that clip. But the last thing that I got was what this pinche pendejo who tried to stir the pot and do. So again, the gullible, weak individuals, net banging lames, or just, you know, the gullible, weak, emotional beta people on the internet will go on the internet and be like, that's right, Adam, that's right, and pump him up. But the internet will never know the real. It won't. The internet loves the streets, but the streets don't love the internet for shit, man. The streets want to be off the internet. The streets don't want hood vlogs. We don't want that. The youngsters in Salinas, no, we don't want no hood vlogs because, well, according to the youngsters and according to the schooling that they have here in Salas, is they're not going to give law enforcement any kind of information. But again, the streets don't give a shit about the internet, but the internet loves the streets, and it is what it is. But on this one right here, gente, I got to stand with Hoodstocks, without a shadow of a doubt. This individual is just a grown-ass, goofy, lame, that for sure his studio is wired up from the bottom to the floor, to the light bulbs have wiretaps in them, to the pinchy ground, to the walls. And just look at the way he conducts himself with conversations, man. He wants to know the gritty, he wants to know the grimy, but a lot of that stuff is to be sold and not to be told on the internet. Gente, if you like this kind of spiel right here, do me a favor, man. Hit that pinchy like button right there at the bottom. And don't forget to comment below. Let me know who you fuck with more, man. You fuck with Hoodstocks more? Or maybe you fuck with Adam22 and you like everything that's going on over there with the circus, viral moments, staging beefs, trying to look for people to just draw eyes on them. And who do you guys rock with? Comment below, gente. I'm out to the next episode. I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to help others move in excellence, because I promise it's going to bless them. It's also going to bless you right back, gente. I'm out to the next episode. Chicano Street. See you on the next one.